Hello. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. And so sorry that we are starting a little bit late. So I would like to welcome everybody to the first international conference of ICSI Overseas Center in Dubai. I myself, Gunjan Gangwani, founding member of ICSI NPIO Dubai. It gives me honor and pleasure to be part of the event and also to share the stage with honorable guests for their words of wisdom and expert speaker to add glory in this sensation and to develop the skill of excellency. To start with, I'm pleased to invite and welcome to grace the stage our chief guest, Mr. K. Kalimuthu, Council Economic Trade and Commerce, and our guest of honor, retired Major General Sharafuddin Sharaf, Mr. Sharafuddin Sharaf, Chairman UAE India, Business Council and Vice Chairman Sharafco. Thank you so much for your presence, sir. It will be a pleasure to call Mr. Lakshmanan, Chairman ICSI Middle East, DFC NPIO, Mr. Nagin D. Rao, immediate past President and Council Member, the ICS and Vice President, CSIA. Mr. Ranjit Pandey, past President and Member, International Affairs Committee, the ICSI, to grace the honor. Thank you so much for your presence and I welcome you all. I would request everybody to stand up for the ICSI motto song, please. Thank you.
उम्मीद के अंबर में हम बनके खिले जो रोशनी कह देंगे हम संसार को कोई लक्ष्य नामुमकिन नहीं ज्ञान के और न्याय के हर राह को थामे हुए चल पड़े हैं झूम कर बस गीत ये गाते हुए सत्यम वद धर्मम चर सत्यम वद धर्मम चर सत्यम वद धर्मम चर कंपनी सचिव कदमों की हर एक गूंज में बस जीत का एहसास हो राष्ट्र प्रगति पथ पे हो और आत्मबल की आस हो जब भी चले इस भाव से खुलते गए हैं रास्ते आवाज हमने दिल से दी है गीत ये गाते हुए सत्यम वद धर्मम चर सत्यम वद धर्मम चर सत्यम वद धर्मम चर हर उन्नति के रंग में हर भारतीय हाथ हो उद्यम हो या उद्योग हो हर ओर अपना साथ हो जाना शिखर तक है हमें सच की कलाई थाम कर हम जीत के सुर छेड़ेंगे गीत ये गाते हुए सत्यम वद धर्मम चर सत्यम वद धर्मम चर सत्यम वद धर्मम चर.
Thank you, everybody. Now I would request the President, Mr. Deshpande, to felicitate the Chief Guest and the Guest of Honor by presenting Angvastam to them. Yes. Now let us have the pleasure of listening to Mr. Lakshmanan, Chairman, ICSI Middle East DIFC NPIO. He has been a pillar for the NPIO. Under his guidance and supervision, we are able to achieve and reach where we are today and hope to take our institute to a next level. Thank you, Lakshmanji, for your expert guidance, encouragement, and never-ending support.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, respected chief guest, Mr. K. Kalimuthu, Consul, Economic Trade and Commerce, our guest of honor, Major General Retired Sharafuddin Sharaf, Chairman UAE India Business Council and Vice Chairman, the Institute of Company Secretaries of India President, Honorable Chi Devendra Deshpande ji, sorry, Mr. Ranjit Pandey on the dais, former president of the Institute, and Dr. Devendra Deshpande, former president of the Institute on the dais. A warm welcome to all of you, the Institute of Company Secretaries of India professionals who have come from India and from here in large numbers. A very warm welcome to Dubai, UAE. It is a great honor and pleasure and privilege that ICSI India decided to host the first International Overseas Conference, and that the UAE chapter was asked to host it. Thank you very much. We have put our best efforts together in hosting this in about few weeks. And thanks very much to the ICSI team in India, as well as the ICSI Middle East DFC NPO team to put this together. Many of you may be traveling for the first time ever to Dubai and UAE. And the most happening event in the world today is happening in Dubai over the last few months. So the Institute has taken such an opportune moment to choose this timing so that you can also visit the Expo 2020, which will conclude in the next few days by 31st March. So we welcome you to watch the Expo as well. The another momentous occasion is our country, India, is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsava, 75 years. And UAE recently celebrated the 50 years of Golden Jubilee celebrations. And NPIO, which is established here, was established in September 2019. And unfortunately, with the COVID situation from 2020, this is our first major event, and that too an international event. Again, thank you ICSI for allowing this opportunity to host this. We hope that you will enjoy the conference. The conference is on the theme of redefining good governance with innovation, compliance, sustainability, and inclusion. We have a galaxy of speakers who kindly accepted our request at short notice to come and share their thoughts and views on this. And we'll be delighted to hear their views over the next few hours. With these few words, thank you very much, and I look forward to having some great deliberations here.
Thank you so much, Lakshman sir. Now I would request Mr. Nagendri Rao, immediate past president and council member, the ICSI, and vice president, CSIA, to give us the theme introduction, please. Thank you.
Good morning. Chief guest for today's first international conference of ICSI Overseas Center, Honorable Thiru K. Kalimuthu, Chairman, Council Economic and Trade and Commerce, Dubai, UAE. Guest of honor, Major General Retired Sharafuddin Sharaf, Chairman, UAE India Business Council and Vice Chairman, Sharaf Group. Our beloved President, CS Devendra Deshpande, immediate, the past president and member of International Affairs Committee, CS Ranjit Pandey, CSR Lakshmanan, chairman of the ICSI Middle East, DIFC NPIO, and all the esteemed members who are present over here, as well as all the other members of our profession who are participating through virtual mode. At the outset, let me congratulate each and every one of you for being an historic moment and joining for this particular first international conference of ICSI Overseas Center. Kudos to each and every one of you for making a historic event, and you know, there are many programs which are lined up, which are being conducted by ICSI and its all 72 chapters and 5 overseas centers. But organizing program outside India is not just organizing a program. It's a pride moment for each and every Bharatiya. It is in each and every moment of pride for each and every Indian that we are organizing the first international conference of ICSI Overseas Center on the occasion also of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Kudos to each and every one of you who are present here physically, as well as pride. I would put it very, very short. Gone are the days where we say one size fits for all. In other words, when we talk of board diversity, it is not that one person who takes the decision. It is now inclusion, wherein you will find that each and every stakeholders are supposed to be included in the board's diversity. There is a misnomer that board diversity means only inclusion of female members of the society. It is not so. It is inclusion of each and every part of stakeholders, because when you have a diversified board, you are supposed to take an more effective decision making. Dissimilar backgrounds, experience, and social connect, which is required for any individuals or a corporate, is one of the most important thing which a board is required to do. And therefore you will find the first theme or a sub theme on the topic of the board diversity. The second important aspect of the conference is with regards to the cyber security. In today's digital era, digital world, you will find everything and anything is on our fingertips. But how secured we are? You will find n number of countries have entered into many legislation with regards to the data privacy, cyber security, so that hacking, entering into the personal space is being avoided. And therefore, a second technical session on cyber security, how to control, how to be an odd man out, how to secure yourself, not only in the corporate world, but also in personal space. Three important elements of any corporate, whether it is triple P or whether it is only P. When I say only P, whether it is profit or whether it is 3P, that is people, planet, and profit. Gone are the days where you will find that the business corporates were used to look only from the point of view of profits. But today, you also have to look upon the people and more so with regards to the planet. The third technical session with regards to the ESG, environmental, social, and governance. What are its impact? How we as a company secretary can play a very important role with regards to ESG. The ICSI has brought on a publication with regards to the sustainability. And in order to make certain smart decision, create lasting values, whether only compliance is the cost or whether governance create the value. So one technical session with regards to the ESG and last technical session with regards to the role and responsibility, the opportunities for the company secretary in this new era. So a panel discussion on the role responsibility of the company secretaries, wherein we all can hone our skill and enter into a new domain area by virtue of which we create a niche for ourselves. Chapter 3, verse 21 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita says, Yad yad achariti shrestataha tat tad devetaro janaha tayad pranam kurute lokas tada anuvartate. What does it mean? It means that people will follow who are going to set new standards by virtue of which the others will follow on the footstep of what the standards are being setting. I'm sure that the ICSI Overseas Center in Dubai, which has set its new standard by creating the first international conference of ICSI, all other chapters, whether it is USA, whether it is Australia, and other parts of ICSI presence, will be emulating these particular standards and organizing more and more, and like the countries, the presence is being felt in all across the globe. I once again congratulate the ICSI Overseas Center of Dubai, and more particularly CS R. Lakshman, for taking this particular giant leap on, and especially when we are celebrating the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. I am sure that this one-day conference on the theme of redefining good governance, innovation, compliance, sustainability, and inclusion will throw more light on our subjects, by virtue of which we can create not only the value, but creating value for the society at large. Thank you. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us the insight on the theme for the day. Now, I would call upon Mr. Ranjit Pandey, past president and member, International Affairs Committee, the ICSI, to summarize us and throw some light for the perspectives the ICSI International have. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chief Guest, Guest of Honor, President ICSI, immediate past President ICSI, Chairman Dubai NPIO, all other management committee of members of board members of NPIO, ICSI Secretariat led by Preeti Banerjee, and all other members present here from India and also from Dubai. Good morning, all of you. Friends, we company secretary are known as a governance professionals, and it is our duty, particularly given by the institute in the form of our own motto, Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara. So uphold the rule of law, say the truth, and follow the governance values and principles are the motto. And that we as a company secretary, we as an institute are following. And in this direction, other thing in our ICSI is, that is vision of ICSI to be the global leader in promoting good corporate governance. So when I talk about the promoting good corporate governance, it is very, very important and essential that international perspective should be there for the ICSI. And that is why we are going ahead with opening of so many centers, and congratulations to Dubai that it has taken the giant leap forward, and first center has been opened in Dubai in the year 2019. Compliments to the team at that point of time who have taken the lead, and they are able to say materialize the dream what we were having earlier. I visited Dubai first time in the IOD conference here. And in the IOD conference, we discuss about the governance challenges, governance related landscape in Dubai and internationally. From there, I thought that a lot of vibrancy is here in Dubai and a lot of Indian company secretaries are here. So we must have some presence in Dubai. We are still, because of, as Mr. Lakshmanan has mentioned, that 2 years gone in the pandemic, we are still in the nascent stage and trying to build ourselves here, how to contribute to the governance principles, standards, and how to help the corporate in setting the good standards. My compliments to President ICSI for taking the lead in holding the first international conference here in Dubai. More and more will definitely come in times to come. And I was just talking to Lakshman, and he says that our motto should be that we should hold annual conference in Dubai every year. So all the best, Lakshmananji and entire team. You should be holding annual conference because a lot of members are here and you are all active members. You are participating day in, day out. And your participation will motivate Mr. Lakshmanan and team and President ICSI to hold it annually. So it is your contribution, your support will make it annual event. So guidelines for operation and running of the center has already been framed, and it is going to create that what minimum this center has to do, and they will be doing in future. ICSI has vision that lot of MOUs should be entered with the international organization. We have already so many MOUs in place. Opening of new center is second idea. Third is recognition of the standards for improving the governance standard in the other countries. Like we have given our standards for study to Malaysian Association of Company Secretary. And after study, they have adopted our own standard, like that is secretarial standard on board meeting and secretarial standard on general meeting for as their own governance standard, of course with few modification. And our president has been invited in both the occasion for launch ceremony of their standards. So this way we can contribute. We can also learn from others. We can give our best thing to the others. Like very recently, Indian government has come out with the BRSR, Business Responsibility and Sustainability Reporting. It's a wonderful piece of document. Earlier, SEBI has, Security Exchange Board of India has adopted as BRR, Business Responsibility Reporting. But now it has been changed as Business Responsibility and Sustainability Reporting and made mandatory for 1,000 companies. And light version has been made voluntary for all. So this is the kind of standard we have set. If other countries do not have, then our company secretaries or our institute can take it forward and do the hand-holding that yes, you should also have this kind of standard. And we have complete session on this particular topic, that sustainability and ESG. So we'll be discussing there. So learning from other institutions, connecting members of ICSI to other professional bodies. That is also one of the objective of the international centers. And then collaboration with the other professional body for recognition of the CS profession and setting the new governance standards for the corporates. Creating the knowledge center, think tank for the UAE, because you are the educated and knowledgeable people. You know the corporate better than anyone else. And if you know the corporate better than anyone else, then definitely who can be better than you to advise and guide the corporates to have the best of the best standard so that they should be doing the business in a most sustainable manner. So this is what the thought process and idea should be there with the each and every company secretary from India and working here. And of course, institute will always be there to support you, guide you what has to be done. We are also having the leadership role in the CSIA. Last year, we were holding the position of president. This year, our Nagendra Rao ji is vice president. Next year, it might be possible that our president will be holding the chair of the president of Corporate Secretary International Association. So that organization is also giving the guidance to the corporate. In fact, during the pandemic, most of the conferences, international conferences, how to support the corporate during the pandemic has been organized by the CSIA in collaboration with the ICSI. So these kind of initiative we are taking, and definitely with your support, we will be taking more and more initiatives, more and more things towards setting the new governance standards and new principles for the corporates to follow and grow in future. Thank you very much, all of you, for coming here and attending this conference and making it a mega conference. Thanks, President, for taking the initiative. Thanks, Preeti Kaushik, for guiding from India headquarters, and Lakshmananji from here. Entire team, kudos and compliments to all of you. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai ICSI.
Thank you so much for sharing with us the path and vision to grow our profession in UAE. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Devendra Deshpande, President of ICSI, to deliver the presidential address. Thank you so much, sir.
Good morning, all. Warm regards to our chief guest and guest of honor for the day. And I thank you for accepting our invitation for coming to this first international conference of ICSI jointly with the Dubai Center of ICSI. Before I speak anything, I must give a big round of applause to each and everyone who is sitting here, because they have broken a barrier of coming out of that 14 or 17-inch screen to the physical mode, as well as 50 people have traveled from India and traveled through the boundaries to come here after COVID. So big round of applause to all of you for coming here. It is my proud privilege to welcome all of you to this first international conference of our institute hosted by Dubai. Let me tell you that most of the things have been spoken by my past presidents. So present president has only role to welcome you and give you the inputs that how we chose Dubai, why we chose Dubai, and how this conference was, the thought was brought into reality. So these are the things which I would like to speak to you, as well as few things which we are planning, like few things we have dreamt of. So 2019, we dreamt that we will be running full-time center in Dubai. Today, we are exploring how our members can have opportunities in Dubai going forward. So we will be discussing those things also. So let me tell you that CS Ashish Garg, who is a past president, the chairman of International Affairs Committee, and Mr. Manish Gupta, who is the vice president of ICSI. They both are not present here physically, but available virtually, along with the two past presidents sitting here. We came out with this thought of having first international conference abroad. We have been holding a lot of webinars throughout 2020, 2021. And the response which we were getting for ICSI from abroad was really very good. And we thought that why not to explore this particular idea of holding one program somewhere out of India. And the first choice was always Dubai. There are 3-4 reasons for that. Because the first examination center of institute was open outside India in 1984. So way back in Dubai. First overseas center of ICSI was opened in 2019, and we are now reaching 6. So we have already opened 5, and this year we are planning to open Canada. So Dubai has been always a lucky ground for us. So whatever we start here, we cherish and we grow. So that is the reason why. That is the reason why we decided that let's plan a conference in Dubai. And when we started discussing, we were not very sure that how many people will travel from India here, how many members from Dubai will be here. But we decided that whatever is the number, we will give our full efforts to have this conference running. And we will also telecast it online everywhere so that our members get to know that where India or where ICSI stands in respect of global presence. So I think around 600 paid delegates are there who are joining online, 125 people who are sitting here in physical mode, and many more are attending this inaugural session all across the world. So I think that is the strength of ICSI and the support of members which ICSI is getting throughout the world. The second reason why we chose this March end, as rightly pointed out by my earlier speakers, that Expo 2020 is one of the buzz word or a mega event which is happening around. So we thought that let's have conference alongside that. We were not sure at that time whether we will get we will be able to sneak in and have some opportunity to showcase our profession in Expo. But I must thank Lakshmananji and Fiki for giving us that opportunity. So tomorrow, first time, Institute of Company Secretaries of India will be showcasing 45-minute slot at Expo 2020. And this is possible because we decided to hold a program in Dubai in a physical mode. And that's really a proud moment for me as a president. One more point I would like to tell you that Mr. Krishnan, CS Krishnan, who was our first elected president, we met him in month of January, and he told me that the first national convention of our institute was held in Chennai and under his presidentship. So I thought that we should do something which is first ever, not done before. So that is why we decided that let's hold one international conference first ever, and then it will become a routine thing. And as rightly pointed out by Chairman here, that we will be planning to hold annual conference of Dubai every year, and ICSI would support or will extend all its support to hold this particular conference. Yesterday we met. We came here a couple of days back and we met many people. Narsiha Das ji is here and Maniyar ji. We met many people here and we got to know two things about Dubai. One is Dubai does not have a big history to talk about, but they have got a big future to think about. So that was the thought which really inspired us. And we were discussing about the future museum, the newly opened future museum, and that from there this thought came. One more thought which came was you name it, Dubai has it. If they don't have it, they are building it. So I think that is the thought which really inspired us to have this conference in Dubai. And I think after COVID, this is one of the biggest conference of our institute happening across the globe. So I think this is all about conference. Let me tell you about future prospects. Many of the things have been spoken by Ranjit ji, but yesterday there was a serious discussion on getting our company secretaries, opening up the opportunities for company secretaries in Dubai, because now there is a concept of compliance officer in Dubai, but company secretaries are so far not recognized. So what we are planning to do is we are planning to, with the help of ministry, with the help of various discussions, we would like to extend our support to all the corporates in Dubai, and our members can definitely work as compliance officers. We will be also planning to have one certificate course in our institute, so as our members get ready for the foreign laws also. So these two things we are planning that will open up boundaries for our members in Dubai as well as in India back home. And I think that will be a big thing which is coming out of this entire conference. So I once again welcome all of you to this conference, and I hope that you will have a wonderful time, wonderful discussion. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your views with us and inspiring us all. Now, it is my honor to invite our guest of honor, retired Major General Sharafuddin Sharaf, Chairman UAE India Business Council and Vice Chairman Sharaf Group, to share his words of wisdom with us and encourage us all. Thank you.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Namaste everybody and good morning. His Excellency Mr. Kalimuto, Consul, Indian Consul, chief guest in this very important conference. I will try to name them all one by one if possible. Mr. Lakshmanan, Chairman, Mr. Nagarendra Rao, and Ranjit Pandey, President and Member, International Affairs, and Mr. Dash Pandey, President. And at last, Priti Koshak. All of you very welcome here. I am very much honored and pleased to be part of this occasion. I am very happy to see that the first international conference of ICSI Overseas Center is taking place in Dubai. Please kindly accept my appreciation and congratulations. Dubai has been a melting point for infrastructure growth, building connectivity by sea, land, and air, ensuring in the process that both the people and the cargoes keep moving and constantly propelling the economy of UAE upwards. Surely this can only happen if you have the best quality of leadership in the country, which has the ability to drive a multicultural, multinational team of entrepreneurs, professionals, and workers at all levels to produce vibrant growth and economic acceleration which few others can match. Each and every one of these people becomes the roaming ambassador of brand Dubai and brand UAE. This has been possible because the leadership encourages excellence in performance, accompanied with top standards in governance, whether it is the government sector or the private sector, both of which work in harmony and with the spirit of competing in a race which has no finishing line. This ensures that there is a constant trust by the country's leadership for improvement of quality and administrative services all the time. The government has excellence events held annually in which both the government and private sector are evaluated for their contribution to innovation and new developments, including automated system for providing governmental and private services. They are suitably recognized and awarded by the government for excellence. All along, Dubai has constantly strived and has remarkably achieved the recognition of being the location of choice for conventions, conferences, exhibitions, trade fairs, government summits, and government events, and the crowning achievement of building the Expo 2020 on a scale which has never been done before. The team and the theme of mobility, connectivity, and sustainability tells the complete story and the vision and the mission behind the hosting of Expo 2022 in Dubai during the pandemic time. I think they have crossed 21 million visitors by now. And yet succeeding and exceeding expectation. The Dubai government has also successfully launched the mission to Mars, which is a quantum jump in the sciences of physics, chemistry, communication, and computer engineering. All of the above milestones themselves are historical and have been achieved and could only be possible because the government of Dubai and UAE has a lot of emphasis on governance systems which provide seamless connectivity between the service provider and the service receiver. Behind this model, there are several SOPs, processes, and controls which are built into the operation system driven by IT for providing the required services to the people all the time and from the convenience of their location. And I think the pandemic has proved this very much. Most of the people in this last 2 years were working all the time from their home, from distance, and the business was as normal. Along with the UAE has constantly involved putting into place laws and regulations and governs the operation of businesses in seamless manner. Here, the company secretary play a vital role ensuring that the decision making is well documented and in compliance with the laws and regulation of the country, and can be easily accessed and understood by the key drivers of the corporate system. In my working life of 54 years, I have changed 10 secretaries, 4 of them females, although I see only here a very small number of females. And I must say, they have been a very strong people making the business run smoothly, and they make their presence felt by their superior and their boards and corporates. So you people play a very important role in making the operations of all the business run smoothly and productively. I think for me, the best secretary is the one who predicts what the boss wants and predicts where he's mistake and try to make it, and doesn't make him feel that, and always make her or his presence felt by everybody in the corporate. So you are doing a great job. I must congratulate you. Thank you. The most critical aspect is to ensure that all corporates follow requirements and adhere to it, along with observations and suggestions for improvement of such process and their incorporation in the IT-driven system of company. However, we do realize that this is a never-ending process, since evolution is the name of the game, and the revolution is the name of what is commonly called as disruptions, which ultimately benefits the whole society. But replicating this model is always a challenge, which Dubai and UAE gladly accepts. Because of our leadership is very clear, in the race for excellence, there is no finishing line. This is a quote by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, a ruler of Dubai and Prime Minister and Vice President of UAE. I wish all the delegates and dignitaries present here excellence in continuous motion. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much, sir. It was an honor to have you on the dais. Now to go ahead, I would call our chief guest, Mr. K. Kalimuthu, Council Economic Trade and Commerce, to address the gathering with his views with us and share with us.
Namaskar. Salam alaikum. Guest of honor, Major General, retired Sarafuddin Saraf, Chairman, UAE India Business Council, Vice Chairman, Sharaf Group. CS Kunjan Gangwani, founding member, ICSI Middle East. CS R. Lakshmanan, Chairman, ICSI Middle East. CS Nagendra Rao, CS Ranjit Pandey, CS Devendra V. Deshpande, and all the delegates from India and Middle East as well. Good morning to all. First of all, a warm welcome to Dubai. Major spoke at length about the Dubai and UAE. We all know that UAE and Dubai particularly, the land of opportunities. Dubai is a land of innovation. They are at forefront everything. As someone said, you name anything, you will get it at Dubai. So similar of the world, be it tall buildings, be it quality of service, be it a road. Actually, all this be on top speaks of volumes about what is their aspiration. It all talks about the visionary leadership and the efficient administration of Dubai. And this is a land of opportunities, not just because it provides opportunities for the locals. Population of Dubai is 1 crore. That almost 90% are expats. 30% are Indians. So almost more than 190 nationalities are living together in harmony. So that tells volume about what Dubai is and how it is it provides an enabling environment for business from various places and people from all over the world. So that's Dubai. And so the topic, redefining good governance, innovation, compliance, sustainability, inclusion. The topic is just not only relevant to corporate governance. Actually, this is more relevant to public governance as well. We all know that without innovation, nobody can survive, be it a corporate, be it a government. We know that those companies today who are at the forefront of innovation, they are the market leaders. They control major share of a global GDP. And those who are far behind in innovation, they can't survive, especially in this competitive and fast changing world. The same is the case with the government. We know that the countries, we all struggled with the COVID pandemic for the last 2 years. We know that those countries who are at forefront in innovation, they were able to come out with the solution, like in the form of vaccines, in the form of managing disease. So they were able to come out quickly out of the pandemic. Those who are always were, had to pay the price. So that's the importance of governance, innovation. And we know that the entire world is now talking about ease of doing business, facilitation. That also comes with the technological integration like digital economy, digitization in every field, be it production, be it marketing, be it public service. So that's, but that doesn't mean that everything is free. You can do whatever you want to do. All those ease of doing business, facilitation also always comes with, complaints. Day by day, the complaints procedures, though there is less of physical interface, but there is a more requirement for corporates, individuals, companies being compliant with public regulations and rules. And sustainability, we don't need any introduction for this topic, because this sustainability, be it in a corporate or be it in a public discourse, occupies a central stage everywhere, because it's a question of survival of mankind. It's a question of survival of the future. So then comes inclusion. No development is complete without inclusion, be it at corporate level in a decision-making process. When you have an inclusion, there is a commitment from all. Everybody feels part of it. There will be more commitment. The same is the case with the public governance, be it a country level. So the development is possible only when the benefit reaches to everybody in the country. Same is a case with the global level. So I think the topic you have chosen, I think that also represents the company secretaries of India. So I believe that you are living up to the challenges of the day. And I believe that you have chosen a very topic. The topic is so wide, almost it addresses all global challenges and problems. And I appreciate that, for choosing this theme and, trying to address all this. And one more thing I would like to say. I mean, most of your topic covers about the other side. When we establish any corporate, this profitability is by default norm. Without that, no corporate will survive. But there are other issues which we need to actually be always aware of it. And we always need to remind the management and board to be compliant. So I believe that, this company secretaries are at forefront of complaints and torchbearers of complaints. And I think you are like working like an extended arm of government. I wish that, you do that flawlessly. So I wish a grand success of this conference. I wouldn't want to take much of your time, since you have lined up with a lot of panel discussions. You'll have experts. Just I would like to say something about CEPA, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. We all know that it was signed recently between India and UAE. So the name, as it suggests, it's a comprehensive. It covers all aspects: trade in goods, trade in service, other investment, and other human, employment, other opportunities, a host of opportunities. It covers all sectors, be it MSME, health sector, IT, education, so many. So I think this is truly a comprehensive partnership. This agreement was, negotiated in a very short span of time. So this is going to be unrolled shortly, I'm sure. And the target set for trade is around 100 billion. We are at present total trade of pre-COVID level is around 60 billion both way, excluding oil around 40 plus 45 billion. Almost we are hoping to double that target. So that probably would be possible. Government has now set a enabling environment by way of signing this agreement. That's only possible when the corporates, companies, medium and small enterprises rise up to the occasion and take the opportunity provided by both the government and take it forward. I wish that company secretaries and your members will play a significant role in creating the awareness, spreading that opportunities available to wherever you are part of, whichever the organization. And we all know that Expo, of course, all of us know that it's a global event. 190 plus countries are participating. Expo is again, Expo again is, tells about the what Dubai can do. When the whole world is struggling to, just have a normal life, normal economic activity, Dubai managed to host a global event, inviting participants from almost from all over the world. So that's a capability of Dubai. And some of your speakers said that we would like to have the event at Dubai every year. Please do so. My experience with those whosoever come from India for event, they were all happy. It was success, because this is a place where the success is a norm. It's not an exception. So, and you said when we do the complaints, we should have a global perspective. So when you come out and do and interact with the representative from other country, so then you understand what a global perspective, what is the standard of global service. So I believe that you will continue. I wish that you continue and get a global perspective to all your members. And again, this is like a launch pad. I don't think any place in the world will have such a confluence of nationalities. No other country will be able to have that privilege and the capability to that. I wish that. And so with that short note, I would like to conclude. I wish all the I wish a grand success for the event. Thank you so much for inviting me, giving opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your views with us. And I hope and I wish that our bond, help us to grow more and more in UAE. Now to summarize the initiative, Shaheed Ki Beti Certificate. It's an initiative of the Institute where an amount equivalent to that of the certificate is contributed to a fund that is then given to the Ministry of Defense for the education of the daughters of martyrs who fought for the country till their last breath. It is a great initiative and we thoroughly support the cause. I would request Mr. Deshpande to present these certificates to our esteemed guests. Call upon Now I would request Ms. Preeti Kaushik to give vote of thanks to the chair.
Good morning, Namaste, Salam. Mr. K. Kalimuthu, Council Economic Trade Commerce at Consulate of India at Dubai, UAE, the chief guest at our conference today. Our guest of honor, Major General Retired Sharafuddin Sharaf, Chairman, UAE India Business Council and Vice Chairman of Sharaf Group. ICSI President CS Devendra Deshpande, past President CS Ranjit Pandey, CS Nagendra D. Rao, distinguished guests and colleagues. I feel honored and privileged to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. On behalf of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guest, Mr. K. Kalimuthu, for taking out time from his busy schedule. India and UAE established diplomatic relationships in 1972, and ever since then, the two nations have been enjoying strong bonds of friendship. All thanks to our government of India and our embassy and consulate here in UAE. Sir. Major General Retired Sharafuddin Sharaf, thanks for your encouraging words, sir, for the CS fraternity. We look forward to hosting you in India in near future at ICSI programs. Thank you, President CS Devendra Deshpande, past President CS Ranjit Pandey, and CS Nagendra D. Rao for motivating the entire CS fraternity. Words are not enough to thank your constant guidance and support for shaping this conference. Sincere thanks to our esteemed speakers, panelists, moderators. We look forward to having power-packed discussions in the upcoming sessions. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling days in advance. We have been fortunate enough to be packed and backed by a very motivated and dedicated team of ICSI, NPIO, DIFC, led by CS R. Lakshmanan here in Delhi, in Dubai, and our ICSI team back home in Delhi. Each and every member of the team worked hard to complete their respective tasks beyond their comfort zones. I thank the entire council of the ICSI, the International Affairs Committee led by CS Ashish Garg for believing in us. We at ICSI believe in the theory that learning is a social process rooted in relationships. Besides strengthening our ties with the international bodies, the Institute has set up the wheels rolling for the learning for members and the students with the first international conference here in Dubai. Going forward, we propose to organize our overseas conference every year at our overseas center locations to cater to the growth and development of company secretaries, giving them an international exposure. I thank all the delegates present here physically and those who have joined us virtually from different parts of the world. I thank all the sponsors for their support in organizing the event and helping us with the benevolence. We much appreciate the support and facilities provided by Dusit Thani and Perfetto Event Management. Finally, I would once again like to thank all of you present here for taking out time to be with us today and helping us make this event a grand success. Thank you, everyone. And as they say in UAE, shukran jazilan. I just request all of you to please stand up for the UAE national anthem and then the Indian national anthem. I request the Dubai team and Mahesh from the Delhi team to please come up for a group photograph.
Now it's time for tea break. I would request all the guests to have some. We'll be back for the session in 10 minutes time. Thank you.